1923, a small town named Shadows vanished without a trace. It wasn't a slow decline or a drawn-out abandonment. One day it was there, bustling with life. The next, it was gone. The town had around 200 residents, all living their daily lives. Then, overnight, they disappeared. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just a ghost town where laughter once echoed. The disappearance sparked rumors and legends. Some say it was a curse. Others believe it was something darker. The town of Shadows became a ghost story, whispered around campfires. Even now, the mystery remains unsolved. What happened to the people? Why did they leave everything behind? Theories abound, but evidence is scarce. The town's records are missing, adding to the enigma. Shadows became a magnet for adventurers and thrill seekers. But those who venture there often return changed, if they return at all. Before the town's disappearance, there were strange occurrences. Locals reported hearing whispers in the wind. At first, they thought it was just the breeze. But the whispers grew louder and more distinct. They seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It was as if the town itself was speaking. People started to avoid the outskirts of Shadows. The whispers were stronger there. They spoke of secrets, of things hidden in the dark. Some said it was the spirits of the forest. Others believed it was something more sinister. The whispers drove some to madness, others to leave the town. The whispers were just the beginning. Soon, Shadows began to move on their own. People saw figures darting between trees, disappearing as quickly as they appeared. The townsfolk grew wary, but they couldn't escape the feeling of being watched. The sense of unease grew with each passing day. It wasn't long before the whispers turned into screams. People woke in the night, drenched in sweat, convinced something was in their rooms. The town of Shadows was no longer a place of peace. It had become a place of fear. As the whispers grew louder, shadows became more pronounced. They weren't just figments of imagination. They were real, tangible. People saw them in broad daylight, moving against the light. At night, they seemed to come alive, stretching and twisting in unnatural ways. Children were the first to notice. They spoke of shadowy figures playing hide and seek. At first, parents dismissed these stories as childish fantasies, but soon, adults began to see them too. The shadows seemed to follow people, lurking just out of sight. They were always there, watching. The townsfolk tried to ignore the shadows, but it was impossible. They appeared in mirrors, in the corner of one's eye, always on the periphery. People began to feel paranoid, never sure if they were alone. The feeling of being watched became unbearable. Some tried to leave the town, but the shadows followed. It was as if shadows had a grip on them, refusing to let go. The town was no longer a home. It was a prison, shrouded in darkness and fear. Full moons brought another layer of terror to Shadows. On these nights, ghostly figures roamed the old streets. They were seen by many, always during the full moon. Pale, almost translucent, they moved silently, gliding over the ground. Their faces were blank, void of emotion. People watched from their windows, too scared to go outside. The apparitions seemed to be searching for something, or someone. They floated through walls, passed through closed doors. Nothing could stop them. The town's residents could only watch in horror. Some brave souls tried to communicate with the apparitions. They received no response. The figures moved with purpose, but it was a purpose no one could understand. They were a reminder of the town's dark past, a haunting presence that refused to be ignored. The ghostly figures became a regular occurrence. Every full moon, they appeared without fail. The townspeople learned to live with them, but the fear never went away. Shadows had become a place of nightmares, a town haunted by its own past. Section 5. Dark Secrets and Rituals. Rumors of dark rituals began to spread. People spoke of secret gatherings in the dead of night. They claimed to hear chants and see strange symbols drawn on the ground. The whispers hinted at sacrifices, at deals made with dark forces. Shadows was no longer just a town, it was a place of dark magic. Some believed the town's founders had made a pact with something sinister. This pact, they said, required regular rituals to maintain. These rituals grew darker over time, demanding more from the townsfolk. Some participated willingly, others were forced. The rituals were said to be the source of the whispers and shadows. They called forth spirits and bound them to the town. People who tried to leave were pulled back by unseen forces. The town's grip was unbreakable, tightening with each ritual. The stories of rituals became more elaborate. People spoke of hooded figures, of blood sacrifices, of dark chants that echoed through the night. The town of Shadows was no longer just haunted. It was cursed, bound by its own dark secrets. Section 6. Echoes of Silence. With the town's abandonment, an eerie silence fell over Shadows. Where once there was laughter and chatter, now there was only silence. The streets were empty, the houses deserted. The only sounds were the whispers of the wind and the occasional rustle of leaves. The silence was more than just the absence of sound. It was a presence, a weight that pressed down on anyone who entered the town. It was as if Shadows itself was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. The silence was thick, almost tangible. Adventurers who came to Shadows spoke of the silence. They said it was oppressive, almost suffocating. It amplified every sound, making even the smallest noise seem loud. The silence was a reminder of what had been lost, of the lives that had been lived and then vanished. The eerie silence added to the town's mystique. It drew people in, curious to uncover its secrets. But the silence was also a warning, a sign that Shadows was not a place to be taken lightly. It was a place of mystery and danger, a place where the past refused to stay buried. Section 7. Adventurer's Quest. Despite the dangers, Shadows attracted adventurers and thrill seekers. People came from far and wide, drawn by the town's dark allure. They wanted to uncover its secrets, to solve the mystery of its disappearance. But Shadows was not kind to intruders. Many who entered the town never returned. Those who did often came back changed. They spoke of seeing things, of feeling watched. They described the whispers and shadows, the ghostly figures. Shadows left a mark on them, a reminder of its dark power. Some adventurers were more successful. They found clues, pieces of the puzzle. But these pieces only added to the mystery. Shadows was a labyrinth of secrets, each discovery leading to more questions. The town's history was a tangled web, impossible to unravel. The quest for answers continued, driven by curiosity and fear. Shadows was a place of legend, a story waiting to be told. But it was also a place of danger, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. Section 8. Tales of the Unchanged. Those who returned from Shadows often had stories to tell. They spoke of the town's eerie silence, of the whispers and shadows. But they also spoke of something else. They spoke of a feeling, a sense of being watched. It was as if the town was alive, aware of their presence. These tales were shared around campfires, adding to the town's legend. Some were dismissed as exaggerations, but others were harder to ignore. The stories were consistent, each one adding to the town's mystique. Shadows was a place that left a mark, a place that changed people. Some adventurers returned unchanged, but they were rare. Most came back with a sense of unease, a feeling that they couldn't shake. They spoke of nightmares, of waking in the night convinced something was in the room. Shadows had a way of getting under your skin, of haunting your dreams. The tales of the unchanged were a warning. Shadows was not a place to be taken lightly. It was a place of mystery and danger, a place that could change you in ways you couldn't imagine. The town's legend grew with each story, each tale adding to its dark allure. Section 9. The Legacy of Fear. Shadows left a legacy of fear. The town's disappearance, the whispers and shadows, the ghostly figures, all added to its mystique. It became a place of legend, a story told to scare children and thrill seekers. But it was also a place of real danger, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. The fear of Shadows was not just about the town itself, it was about what it represented. It was a reminder of the unknown, of the things that lurk in the dark. It was a story of a town that vanished, leaving behind only questions and fear. The legacy of fear kept people away, but it also drew them in. The town's legend was irresistible, a puzzle waiting to be solved. But the fear was real, a warning to those who dared to enter. Shadows was a place of mystery, a place that could change you in ways you couldn't imagine. The legacy of Shadows lived on, a story passed down through generations. It was a reminder of the past, of the dark secrets that lay hidden. The town was gone, but its legend remained, a story of fear and mystery that would never be forgotten. Section 10. The Eternal Mystery. The town of Shadows remains an eternal mystery. Its disappearance in 1923, the whispers and shadows, the ghostly figures, all add to its enigma. The town's dark secrets and rituals, the eerie silence, all contribute to its legend. Shadows is a place of mystery, a story that will never be fully told. The town's legacy lives on, drawing adventurers and thrill seekers. But Shadows is not a place to be taken lightly. It is a place of real danger, a reminder that some mysteries are best left unsolved. The town's story is a warning, a tale of fear and curiosity. The eternal mystery of Shadows is what makes it so compelling. It is a story of a town that vanished, leaving behind only questions. It is a reminder of the unknown, of the things that lurk in the dark. Shadows is a place of legend, a story that will never be fully told. The town of Shadows will always be a mystery, a story passed down through generations. It is a place of fear and curiosity, a reminder of the unknown. The town is gone, but its legend remains, a story of mystery and danger that will never be forgotten.